Most people think privacy is about hiding. They think if you're not doing anything wrong, you have nothing to worry about. But that's a lie. It's sold to you by the same institutions that track your every move, every call, every click. Privacy isn't about secrecy, it's about agency. It's your ability to live without being watched, judged, or controlled. It's the difference between freedom and surveillance, between being a citizen and a suspect. Let's rewind. Before the internet, before smartphones, before we carried tracking devices in our pockets 24/7, privacy was the norm. In fact, it was so important that the founding fathers wrote it directly into the Constitution. The Fourth Amendment says, "The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated." That was written in 1791, over 2 centuries ago. They knew the danger of a government that could snoop unchecked. That amendment was a response to British redcoats using general warrants, vague, open-ended permission to raid homes and search through private belongings. Back then, your letters were sacred. Your home was a fortress. And unless there was a probable cause, nobody had the right to violate that space. Fast forward to today, the government doesn't need a red coat. They have your phone. I used to think I didn't have anything to hide either, until I lived through it. The moment it became real for me, that was Gainesville. I was already in a vulnerable place, trying to rebuild. Someone began stalking me, and when I reached out to the police, you know what they told me? "You're a public figure. You don't have privacy." That was the moment it all clicked. I had never signed away my right to privacy, but apparently, by simply existing online, it was gone. And here's the truth. You don't need to be famous. All you need to do is use a smartphone, post online, or apply for a job. And you're being profiled, logged, and monetized. Let's get something straight. Privacy is not the same as secrecy. Secrecy is hiding something because you know it's wrong. Privacy is keeping something to yourself because it's yours. Your thoughts, your habits, your routines, your spiritual life. We lock our doors not because we're criminals, but because it's our space, our peace. When you lose privacy, you lose more than comfort. You lose sovereignty over your own mind. You start self-censoring. You stop dreaming freely. You start living for the watcher. Your privacy wasn't lost. It was taken, slowly, systematically. It started with 9/11. The Patriot Act was passed almost overnight. With it came mass surveillance under the guise of safety. Phones tapped, internet logs stored, entire databases tracking innocent people. Then came smartphones, GPS, facial recognition, always on microphones. Every app you install wants access to your location, contacts, messages, camera, even your biometric data. Social media? That was the Trojan horse. We weren't forced to give up our privacy. We were tricked into doing it ourselves. Because a like, a follow, and a dopamine hit felt better than solitude. And now, AI is analyzing your face, predicting your behavior, and deciding what content you get to see. You think you're free? You're on a digital leash. When you're homeless, there is no privacy. None. You sleep in public, you eat in public, you cry in public. Everything you do is visible, judged, reported. People say, get a job, but try doing that when you're being watched like a criminal just for existing. You can't think straight, you can't rest, you can't plan a future when you're constantly in defense mode. Shelters have cameras, public spaces have cops, outreach workers take notes. You're a file, not a human. And if you fight back, you disappear into a system that doesn't even know your name. So what do? You start small. You create boundaries. Use aliases. Limit the information you give out. Don't link all of your accounts together. Turn off tracking. Delete apps that you don't serve you. Opt out of the dopamine casino. Start having offline conversations. Meet people in person. Use cash. Keep your circle tight. And if you create content like I do, you separate your real from the digital version. Keep your sanctuary sacred. Not everything needs to be seen. That's why I created a private membership over on Patreon. It's not a money grab, it's a shield. Inside that community, it's private. No one gets in without agreeing to the rules. What we talk about there doesn't leave. It's legal, it's protected, but more than that, It's built on respect. If you value real conversation, community, and the right to think freely, you're already one of us. All that's left is to take the first step, because out here, privacy is survival, and no one's going to give it back to you. You're gonna have to take it forcibly. Check the link below, join the membership. We talk survival, sovereignty, and systems they don't want you to understand. Privacy isn't paranoia, it's power. See you in the next one, Rebels. Thanks for watching.